Hi, Professor Sharon Schroeder here. Today is March 29th, 2023. This is the results video for lab for the microscopy for microbiology. So I have my computer here with the points we're going to have to talk on. So I just wanted to show you that's what I'm going to be looking at here. So I'm going to start by going over the hands-on lab, and here I'm looking at that so I could show you also the what I'm looking at here, the results, the photos. So first of all, the first part was getting to know the microscope, which, as you know, that was very challenging for me. And I feel like as I've been using it for the last couple days, that I've been getting a little bit more comfortable with moving the knobs and making sure things are in the right place, to make sure I'm getting the right view of the different microbes, the bacterias. I feel like I'm getting a better understanding of that. So as far as the first experiment was getting into focus the letter E slide. So I have all the photos. I'm trying to get to exercise one here. I have all the photos in the hands-on lab experiment, but just to show you a couple. This was one of the earlier photos that I had taken, and I feel like as I have tinkered around with the microscope a little bit, I've gotten a little bit better with focusing. So that was kind of like I feel like this experiment was a trial and error basis. So that was the first one for that. The second exercise that we covered was, let me look at this. Exercise two was reviewing prepared microbe slides. So I'm just going to bring up one of the photos from, and again, as I did this a little bit more because I had to do it twice because I took pictures and then I had to do the videos. So on this one you can see the amoebas, but they're not as vibrant. They were like a reddish color, clustered shaped. Um, um, and I feel like I did a little bit better as time wore on. And then this one was the one I feel like I did the best on. And this was the penicillium. So as you can see, definitive structures on there. The little beading structures, the microbes. So I really enjoyed a look once I was able to get into focus and see what I was supposed to be looking at. I felt a lot better. I feel like I'm still struggling with the oil immersion lens. In all aspects on every single pretty much slide that I viewed. It was proving to be a little challenging, except for the very last one, which was I think the caucus. I hope I'm saying this words right, but I feel like I'm just not. I don't know if I'm not looking right. I'm not focusing. I watched that video that you provided, and I feel like I still didn't really get it. So that was for exercise two. But the results overall were pretty. They were pretty cool. I feel like this is. It's important to be able to view the bacterias and the microbes and the skin cells um, in real life, because especially if you're in science, if you're needing to view something, you need to identify what it is exactly. If it's a bacteria, if it's a skin cell, what is it exactly that you're looking at? So that's the I think one of the positive aspects of knowing how to do certain, making sure that you're doing things the right way. So for exercise 3, I'm going to go over pretty briefly here. This one was, let me get up here. Exercise 3 was the wet mount slides. So just so you can see what I'm looking at here. Now this one was pretty straightforward, simple. I found that preparing the wet mounts slide was pretty easy. I didn't have a real issue with it. Locating the skin cells, again, once I started to get more comfortable with using the microscope, as soon as I put the slides on, and doing that little circle really helps, because you know that it has to be in that area. You're not moving around too much. You're not making any, you know that it's there. So immediately, pretty much when I got the slide on the, let me get the pictures here. When I got the slide on the stage or the microscope, it was pretty apparent what it was. So right here is the cheek cells. You can see that it doesn't look like there's any bacteria in there. It just pretty much looks like it's epithelial cells that are viewable underneath the microscope. And for the teeth cells, I mean, that was pretty cool to me. It looked like little, I don't know what that looks like, but I mean, you can clearly see there's bacteria in there, and I don't know how to feel about this, honestly. I brushed my teeth, but I also see there are some epithelial cells in there as well. So maybe it was because I did scrape up a little bit higher on the teeth that there was some gum cells in there as well. Let me make sure I'm going over everything here. I feel like overall, as soon as I got used to everything, it was a successful experiment. I'm glad that I reached out to you, and I got the feedback that I needed to for myself, because this was, to me, more challenging than the last previous set of labs. So I'm hoping moving forward, I will be able to navigate the microscope a little bit better, so I can observe specimens that we're going to be looking at, because I know that we're probably going to be using the microscope a little bit more in the future. Describe any experimental errors that occurred that could have been avoided. I mean, like I said, the oil immersion lens is pretty much, I think, an error that I'm having. For some reason, not focusing right or not doing it right. I don't have enough light, or something's not happening right there for me at this point. So I'm planning on just continuing looking at the slides, working through it, and hopefully I'll be able to get a little bit better, and be able to navigate this a little bit better. So basically explain how experiment results apply to real life. I mean, I think it's important for us to be able to look at certain specimens to identify what they are, and I think that's important. So I thank you.